Afternoon, everybody. At least this afternoon where I am. Where I am virtually is at Bullfrog Basin Airport in Utah, just off Lake Powell. I'm going to recreate a flight I did early in the video series here on the YouTube channel, which is a flight from Bullfrog Basin up Lake Powell to Hite. Hite is a private strip listed as hazardous. I have a buddy who used to be a bush pilot in southern Utah, and he would tell me about landings at Hite and how they made him sweat. It's always an east landing regardless of the wind because it's an uphill strip, a bunch of other stuff. You're surrounded by cliffs. It's the kind of thing I'd never do in the real life, but what the heck, let's do it now. I tried it in that first video, I don't know, 4 or 5 times in the Cessna 172, and I always failed. I had to bail out every time. We're in the 177 now. Not that a bigger airplane would make more sense for that, but he used to do it, I think, in a 210. So I figured, what the heck. So the brief is we're going to take off here. We're on runway 19 at Bullfrog Basin. Wind is directly into us. We're going to take off, make a left-hand turn out of the traffic pattern, fly up Lake Powell, and then figure out if we can land at Hite, see if we can get it with a little more experience. We're running the Carenado Cessna 177, and we're running Mega Scenery Earth photo scenery for this part of Utah, which I think is more beautiful than the real, than the either the Orbic scenery or the standard scenery. So with that said, here we go. Airspeed's alive, engine instruments are in the green. We are leaned for takeoff at a high altitude. All right, rotation speed. There we go. Big wind into you helps. Gear up. And in front of us, Lake Powell. I think most of the regular viewers have figured out that I grew up in Utah. I love flying around this part of the world, and I love doing it with the photo scenery. I think it looks great. Okay, on this heading for about 23 miles. Pretty great view out the right wing there, at the right window. Lake Powell, and the cliffs. Looks really solid with the photorealistic scenery. And out this wing we've got Mount Ellsworth and Mount Holmes coming up. And in the back, those mountains are the Henry Mountains, which are the last, one of the last places where there's a wild buffalo population in the United States. I think I mentioned that on the last flight. And you can see the photorealistic scenery is doing a great job of rendering the terrain. Great scenery out there. The edge of the cliffs around Lake Powell. The fingers of the lake itself. We are about halfway now, and in fact, the strip is right up in there. Again, always east landing. We'll probably overfly it once just to get a sense of things, and then come around and make, well, I'd imagine we'd make left traffic into it. That'd be interesting with those cliffs right in the way. We'll figure it out when we get there. It's at 3,800 feet, and if the winds are consistent with what they've been, with what they were down at Bullfrog, it was about an 18-knot south wind, which would be a direct crosswind coming into this strip. So that also should endeavor to make it interesting. One of the many buttes and mesas in this part of the world, thousands of them. We're starting our descent down to the strip. Okay, I can see the field. It's right here. And again, east landing. So we will fly crosswind and come in and try to do a standard pattern into it. It's can't quite tell what direction the runways are. Looking at this, it looks like it's pretty close to maybe 100. 3,800 feet, 4,800 patter altitude, so we've got some altitude to drop. And I want to square up here for this approach. Okay, there's our field. You can actually see it right next to the accurate one, the real one from the photorealistic scenery. And those are the cliffs that we're sort of worried about for an east landing. So we'll give it a shot. Okay, there's the field. Let's put down our gear. Let's do our first notch of flaps. This is going to be a definite short field landing. I have to believe he would have approached this from the down the riverside. Maybe not. Okay, let's find out. Maybe we just have to turn it straight to the numbers. Plenty of speed here. In fact, we can pitch up a little bit. 3 in the green. Okay, there's the strip. Okay. Work it close here. And I mean close to these cliffs. Next notch of flaps. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Full flaps. We're gonna have to slip the airplane. Keep it coming, baby. We're gonna have to stand on the brakes on this one. Uh-oh. Elevator back. Brakes on. Well, how about that? Not beautiful, but effective. Much like myself. So, that was fun. Don't know if I want to do that again, but certainly interesting. And we will need a taxi down to the other side to take off, which we will do. But that is the landing into Hite. The 177 here from Coronado is sort of easy to land, so that might have helped me a little bit, but still, that was a fun experience. So, version 2.0, happy to come back and get it right this time. What the heck, let's go this way. Do a short field. If I can stay on the strip. All over the place. Next notch of flaps. Gear up. Okay. Fun. Highly encourage you to get the some form of photoreal scenery for this part of the world. This part of Utah is spectacular, and it's spectacular because of how it looks in the real world with real colors, so worth it, I think. Whether you get one of the freeware versions or you get a version from Mega Scenery Earth is up to you, but I highly recommend it because it makes flying this part of the world really pretty fantastic. So there we go, Hite from Bullfrog. Thanks for watching on the glide slope, and if you have questions, please check into www.ontheglideslope.net. That's the blog and website where I have lots of information about the simulator. You can also certainly ask questions in the comments, and I'll answer them there if I can. There's a strip up here, Happy Canyon, 2,000 feet. Dirt. Maybe we should check that out next. Thanks for watching. Okay, I have to be honest, I was wondering if it's easier to make that turn come up from the south, so we're going to give it a shot. You can see clearly see your shadow on the ground. You know you're low. So I was thinking maybe if we flew at this cliff and then made sort of a turn to the numbers, sort of like this, because then you don't have to come as high over those cliffs. I can only imagine what the drafts here would be doing to us in the real world. Green to green. A little more power. A lot more power. There we go. Hold it right here. See if we can stall it. Okay, well that was even better. So, lower, didn't have to kill it, didn't have to slip as much. All right, well I thought I was done. Now I'm really for certain done. So, thanks for watching on the glide slope, and again, thanks for your support in the comments and on the website. Talk to you soon.